What's up, y'all? Welcome to Starting on Cinemas. That's Cinemas with an S, and today I'll be giving you my review on Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, a part of my Way Back Wednesday series where I give you critiques on much older films. And before I go forward, I've been thinking about a method lately. I've been thinking about a way, how can I find a way to critique some of the biggest franchises back to back while at the same time giving their reboots also by keeping it on the playlist. And I just came to think of something. From now on, like starting this Wednesday, like for example, this Indiana Jones series that I'm doing right now on Way Back Wednesday, starting today, I will, for the next 3 Wednesdays coming up, expect the next 3 movies in the Indiana Jones series. Okay? So, for the next 3 Wednesdays, I'll be doing Indiana Jones. And then the Wednesday after that, here's a pattern. It's like, first, starting on a Wednesday, I could start on a franchise, and then the next couple of Wednesdays continue that franchise until it's over, and then maybe follow it up with a reboot if it has it. It depends on what the film franchise is, or if not, just skip a Wednesday and then spend that Wednesday critiquing another much older film that may not have a sequel or may not have a reboot. So that's how it's gonna go. So, okay. I know I said this is quickly, but let me give you a little example in case you're still lost. Say I'm doing Rocky. Say I'll be doing Rocky today, right? The Rocky franchise. And then the next 5 Wednesdays, I'll be doing the other Rocky movies, like next Wednesday, Rocky 2, the Wednesday after that, Rocky 3, and etc. And then after those 5 Wednesdays, I'll be doing Creed. That's how it is. Now, technically, those aren't reboots, but you know, you get the concept, right? I know some of y'all get it. If you're watching this, you understand where I'm going with this. So anyway, before I go forward, if you are new to this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the section below, and most importantly, watch. And if you're watching it on Instagram, if you're new to my page, do the same thing. Like, share, DM it to somebody, share it to somebody. You know the gist. Let's get to it. So, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Raiders of the Lost Ark is an epic tale in which the intrepid archaeologist tries to beat a band of Nazis to a unique religious relic which is central to their plans for world domination. Battling against a snake phobia and a vengeful ex-girlfriend, Indiana Jones is in constant peril, making hair-breadth escapes at every turn in the celebration of the innocent adventure movies from an earlier era. And we're talking about the 30s and the 40s here. Now, the story of Indiana Jones. It may not be the biggest film in the franchise. Of course, because I say this because a lot of first starters are the favorites in these franchises. Like most people always like the first one better than the second one, or vice versa. But Steven Spielberg reveals enough in Raiders of the Lost Ark for the audience to know what we can expect from this franchise and the kind of adventures we will witness. I'm talking booby traps, I'm talking Nazis, I'm talking plane getaways, I'm talking chases through the jungle, whatever the basic traditional action adventure feels. The reason why this franchise holds such a memorable spot in the action adventure genre is mainly because of the basic but brilliant tropes that makes these kinds of movies compelling. From the heroic protagonists to the treasures and relics that they pursue to the loyal companions that they are surrounded by, journeying overseas, which is one aspect I really love because it just compels them. With journeying overseas, it kind of forces the character to do some of the same stunts, but based off in different environments, so that may force them to go out of their way to do unexpected things that can still be compelling to the audience. And the menacing organizations that are pursuing the same objects for different reasons. And of course, the good old-fashioned damsel in distress. These classic action-adventure elements are what makes the Indiana Jones franchise so compelling, because it not only takes inspiration from much older adventure flicks, hence the 30s and 40s, but it also helps to keep that same tone and recipe and momentum and keep it consistent with other adventure franchises that come after it, whether it is about archaeology or not. Now, one aspect that is respectively of the Indiana Jones franchise, and is my personal favorite, the amount of biblical references that are used to discover the lost artifacts, historical structures, and catacombs. Because as a Christian, I find this very interesting because it's very cool because he's an archaeologist, and I'm sure, I don't know that much about archaeology, but I bet archaeologists kind of wanted the same thing because archaeologists are people who study human history and prehistoric treasures, and this is what Indy does. So like, the Ark of the Covenant, for example, the Ark of the Covenant is the MacGuffin of this movie. This is that piece of biblical treasure that they're going after. It is the crown jewel that everybody is after. And Indy wants it for his collection of artifacts because not only is he an archaeology, he's a college professor, so he's got to have something. And the Nazis want it for world domination, which is the same old BS with the whole evil trope. But this aspect is cool to see because of how the movie presents the wrath of God to the characters and the audience. The characters. Now, agree to disagree, but most people could argue on which Harrison Ford character is more popular between Han Solo and Indiana Jones, but Indy is regarded as his best character, at least that is when it comes to pop culture. Between this role, Han Solo in Star Wars and Blade Runner, I consider this to be his best one. This would be the second character he plays created by George Lucas, because according to George Lucas, he created Indiana Jones as a tribute to the action heroes of his favorite 1930s matinee serials. But he was equally inspired by the real 20th century archaeologists like Hiram Bingham, I don't know how to pronounce these names, Roy Chapman Andrews, and Sir Leonard Whalley. Indiana Jones is not without his female friends, which we are destined to see in this film. If you've seen the whole franchise, you know he always has a female on his side, may not, whether they're a lover or just another doctor. Now, Marion Ravenwood, who is his original love interest, does serve as that in the movie just as much as with helping Indy find the Ark of the Covenant, seeing how her father was an archaeologist too. Now, of course, these characters are based on real life, based on real archaeologists. Therefore, the enemies of the story would be real life enemies. The only enemies, the only bad guys we have had in our human history, the most notorious menaces of history, the Nazis. Led by Dr. Rene Belloq, the film's main antagonist, the darker, evil reflection of Indiana Jones, leads the Nazis to discover the Ark of the Covenant without knowing its true potential because, like the Bible says, the Ark of the Covenant was not meant to be opened by man. It was just meant to be a relic. It was meant to be a treasure. It was meant to carry across the desert, but it was not meant to be looked inside, which is why, if you've seen it, you already know. But that is the reason why certain relics like this are so rare and so precious, but they're sacred. Rotten Tomatoes gives Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark 95% score. Again, I say Raiders of the Lost Ark is not the best one in the series because I'm gonna be honest, I've seen The Last Crusade more times than the other ones because that was the first one I saw before Raiders of the Lost Ark. But this movie perfectly introduces us to the world of Indiana Jones, from the cool discoveries, awesome and fun action sequences, menacing Nazis, and all of the people he'll be surrounding himself with, and things we'll kind of learn about the Bible and the biblical ages. Even whether you're into that kind of thing or not, you could be fascinated in some capacity. So for that, I will give it 8 SOs out of 10. Great film franchise with a lot of good concepts and some fun stunts and some thrilling action. So that is my review on Raiders of the Lost Ark. You can let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next time with my next video. P.S. As these next 3 Wednesdays go by, you will notice how I'm partially in uniform. I'm partially dressed. Don't worry. I got pants on. I'm saying I'm partially in uniform. So today I'm just wearing a shirt. Next Wednesday you'll see. You probably know what I'm gonna wear because you know how passionate I am about these movies. So you know I'm gonna dress up for these things. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.